Jason, the subject of materiality has come up because the SEC says, well, if you have a material breach, this is worrying a lot of people. But let's just talk about first what makes up that concept of materiality.
The SEC defines it as a reasonable shareholder would consider it important in making a investment decision. In other words, an incident is material if it significantly impacts a company's operations, the financial position, the reputation, or the legal obligations. The challenge with this is that a reasonable shareholder is a little bit gray, right, or a lot gray, and that's where people are getting very confused. What
are the questions you need to ask to be able to answer this question of materiality?
First question I ask anybody is, do you know where all your data is? Do you know how important that data is? Do you know who has access to that data? We're really good about understanding kind of what IOCs are triggering, what our vulnerabilities are, what laptops aren't patched. What we're bad at is knowing how important data is in every environment.
There's two issues here. One is just be able to answer the questions, and two, this discussion, which you started off by, what's material? How have you been addressing kind of this twofold issue?
The whole industry has been addressing it by, as soon as something like that happens, they're doing a good job on IR by bringing in the CrowdStrikes and the Manients, et cetera, for the IR looking at the threat and, are they still there? How'd they break in? But what they're doing is they're manually having to go to the Big Four or outside counsel to do the e-discovery on what was the data and the materiality of that data.
And also the speed of getting the information is, I know, something the SEC wants to know. And sometimes people don't know. Well, there's a lot to unpack here, and we're going to unpack as much as we possibly can this Friday for Super Cyber Friday, hacking the materiality of a data breach. We're going to be stepping through it as best as we can. And here's all the information you need to know.